Elon Musk says he will sell $24 billion of Tesla stock if Twitter votes for it, while the world's richest people's net worth is reportedly in the billions of dollars and can fluctuate by billions of dollars every month. That value is not liquid unless they were to sell stocks, otherwise known as unrealized gains. Currently, our tax code and financial systems are built around the notion that you haven't made any money until you sell those stocks and realize the gains. This results in billionaires sometimes seeing their net worth increase by billions of dollars in a year and yet not having to pay any taxes that year. Tesla CEO Elon Musk has argued against taxing those unrealized gains, which makes sense, but he has now taken it to Twitter to offer an alternative. He says that if Twitter votes for it, he will sell 10% of his stake in Tesla, which is going to have to pay taxes on because he has a $15 billion tax bill right now, according to CNBC. Mm-hmm. Combine the state and federal tax rate, it'll be 54.1%. So the total tax on his options at the current price will be $15 billion. If you want to go to his tweet, actually click on it, go to it.
But look at the results of the poll, though.
What did they say? Yes?
Yes. So what does this mean now? Yes. So he asked this question.
Yep.
Right? Almost 60-40.
Yep.
Almost 60%, 58% said, yes, I support you selling. By the way, he said, I will abide by the results of this poll. So what does that mean now? Is he going to stay true to his word and actually sell 10% of his stock?
I think so.
You think he's going to do that?
That's why Tesla has been going down the last few days. I mean, I think so. But I had a question, though, on this, because I was looking at it, and they said that the options in the 2012 as a part of the compensation plan, because he doesn't take a bonus or salary, his wealth comes from stock prices, and they said that they would the options would expire in August of next year.
Tweet,
does that mean he wouldn't get those stock options?
Options that expire next year?
It was saying here the options expire in August of next year. Yet in order to exercise them, Musk has to pay the income tax on the gain. Does that mean that he wouldn't receive them if they expire? Would they go back to Tesla stockholders?
Yeah, but he would activate it. He would exercise the stocks and he would buy them. Yeah.
So he buys them. So for him, he basically has to do this anyway. So it's either do it now and be a meme king, or do it next August.
Guess what the move is on doing it this way? Guess what the move is on doing it
now?
This way?
People want him to do it. So when that comes back,
public sentiment.
So his strategy on doing it this way is to prevent the Tesla stock of dropping dramatically. So he goes and asks. So the audience says this. Yeah. Then he says, I will abide by it. I'm doing what you asked me to do. I didn't make the decision.
He must have known that the audience was going to vote for yes.
Of course he does.
There's a part of everyone that's like, do it, bro. Yeah. Do it.
Yeah. Especially if it's like 15 million, 10%.
Exactly.
Like,
everyone,
15 billion.
How many votes? 3.5 million?
Yeah.
Something that people should understand, maybe people aren't familiar with this, you could probably speak to this, is the realized versus unrealized gains. He says, look, I do not take a cash salary or bonus from anywhere. I only have stock. Thus, the only way for me to pay taxes personally is to sell stock. The billionaires became way richer this year. Why? Because of their stock in the stock market, right? So anyway, thoughts on taxing. That's a lot of talk about. We talked about this.
Unrealized gains?
Taxing unrealized gains. That's crazy, right?
It's pathetic. It's the dumbest thing they've ever talked about. What do you mean unrealized gains? You know how tough of a situation you're going to put people into? It's going to be insane if they do something like that. Just the fact that they're talking about it makes zero sense. Mm-hmm. Just the
Break
fact
that down. Why does it make no sense?
Because you haven't made money. You know how they say this guy's worth $2 billion? He's worth $2 billion today, pre-tax. After tax, he's probably only worth $920 million. Did that make
sense? You're saying?
No. The money is not going to come. $2 billion is not going to come to the guy. Mm-hmm. So for example, Elon Musk says that he's worth what? $300 billion. What is Elon Musk really worth? Elon Musk is really, if he sold 100% of what he owns, let's just say the shares, most of it is in stock. Let's just say out of $300 billion he's worth, say 280 is in stocks, 20 billion is something else. Whatever, I'm just guesstimating. Yeah. The 280 billion he sells, capital gains. He's going to pay what on that?
20%?
20%. So 28% on 280 is what? 56. 56 minus 280 is what? 234, 224? He's worth 224.
That's assuming the stock doesn't drop another 20% tomorrow. And then that's even way less.
So to say this guy's worth this much, he's not worth that much. He is not.
You got to pay taxes, clearly.
It's paper.
Right.
There's difference between cash rich and paper rich. Paper rich is what that thing is worth on that day. Okay, so then you sell,
Yeah.
you still have to pay that taxes. So it makes no
the-
sense
the
to
go-
pay
the-
unrealized gains taxes.
The government, everything that's going on with the wealth tax and the billionaires tax they're talking, there's two people at the top of their list that they're looking at, and they're salivating. They're looking at Bezos and they're looking at Musk, and they're saying, we want a piece of that money. These guys have become, dude, I did
Wrong enemy, though. You're going after the wrong person.
well, because they can afford to fight you. And they're going to hire
It's-
all the
no,
best
it's-
CPAs,
it's not about-
lawyers,
it's not
lobbyists,
about that.
everything out
It's
there.
not about that. It's not about that.
What's it about?
So let me ask a question. So, for example, let's just say, you create an incentive program where you make certain things legal. Whatever. Take a drug that you make legal. Okay. I use the cocaine. Okay. I use cocaine, and all of a sudden I get arrested, hypothetically, and I kill myself. Okay. I chose to do that, right? Okay, great. But you made it legal. Okay. You made it legal for me to get access to it. Great. So that's the law. You made it legal. I got access to it. No problem. Say I'm driving in an Autobahn and the speed limit is what? There is no speed limit in Germany. I go 180 miles an hour. I hit somebody that's going 50. Okay. Now, you told me there's no restrictions on how fast I can go. Maybe you ought to put some restrictions on that, right? Okay. So you talk about how rich a person got. How did a person become rich? Did he create the laws? Is he the one that's creating the tax code? Is he the one that created? What did he do wrong? What did he do wrong? He didn't do anything wrong. He simply went out there, used the current tax code that everybody else uses, and he made money for himself. That's doing something wrong? Oh, but he's greedy. Why don't you go create $300 billion in net worth? Let's see if you can do it. Since you make it look like it's so easy, I dare you to go do it. Matter of fact, let's put a challenge for you. We'll give you 20 years. Go see if you can be worth $300 billion. How many people have done that? You're making it seem like this is a sin on what these guys are doing. Stop it. Warren Buffett's worth $100-some billion. Who do you know that stayed disciplined in one industry for 60 plus years, 70 plus years? You should reward that. There should be an incentive and rewarding of that. So demonizing these guys is the dumbest thing to do out there by constantly demonizing what these guys are doing.
Speaking of Buffett, he's been very vocal that he thinks he should pay more tax.
Why do you think he says that?
I'm asking you.
Why do you think he says that, though?
Pandering?
Why do you think he says that?
Maybe maybe he does feel like he should pay more taxes.
Okay, then do. Go ahead. Nobody's forcing you not to do it. Go do it.
Well, a lot of it is he's choosing to do his philanthropy
but when people
with a giving pledge.
When people say stuff like that, nobody's stopping you from sending more tax money in. Right. Go send it.
He could write a check to the IRS.
You go for it. IRS is going to keep that money.
Why do you think he keeps saying that?
Okay, so, my God, you can't be that naive, Adam. This is a part that sometimes I wonder, and I sit there and I say, this guy's, Adam's level of naivete goes.
Why does Buffett constantly say that?
Why don't we unpack that?
Sure.
Why don't we unpack that? Have you ever read Buffett's books? No, what is it called? Snowball
The
or
Snowball Effect.
Snowball. You ever read his book?
No.
You ever read his material?
I've read some stuff that he's written to Shareholder every year.
Have you read his relationship with politics over the years? How close he realized he needed to get to political people and to understand the fact that politics are involved in what he wants to do? Have you ever studied?
No.
Okay, so how valuable is it to an Obama to get a Buffett to say, I should pay more taxes? How much does a Buffett saying that in an interview with CNBC or Fox Business or CNN or ABC or NBC a week after Obama announces raising of taxes, for Buffett to say, I should pay more taxes, how much does that get the average person to say exactly what you just said, which is what? Well, Buffett said they should raise my taxes, and maybe they should be okay. Why are you not okay with you raising your taxes? He's worth $50 billion at the time. You're not. You should be okay if he's okay. It's not how this stuff works. The way these things work is, hey, what would you like me to do? Hey, listen, here's what I like to see. I'm having a hard time with XYZ. We'd like to be able to do this. I'd like to see the administration passing the following whatever law, whatever, policy, et cetera, et cetera. Great. Hey, can you do me a favor? Yeah. Do you mind going out there and supporting my tax bill and saying the fact that people like you should pay more taxes? Yeah, I'll do that. Okay. How soon can you do that? Do you mind doing it tomorrow? Can you call one of the press conferences or can you call one of these guys and write that up? Sure. The next day, boom. And then Obama goes up and says, listen, folks, a lot of people complain about taxes, but here's the thing. How many of you guys are richer than Buffett? If Warren Buffett says he should pay more taxes, maybe you ought to be okay with it as well. Because this thing doesn't hurt anybody else more than it hurts Warren Buffett. Boom. You know what? He's right. Boom. The bill gets passed. Now, do I know 100% this happened or not? Of course I don't know 100% whether this happened or not. But when you make it to that level of wealth, you don't give a shit about taxes. You give a shit about regulation. It ain't taxes. It's regulation you care about. You don't sit there and say, I'd love to save another 2% in capital gains. No. You'd love to create a new regulation or deregulate something to help you take your business to the next level or eliminate competition. That's what you're more interested in at that level. Again, this is speculation. Mm-hmm. If I'm wrong, believe I'm wrong.
Which direction do you think Buffett votes?
I think Buffett has voted. I know Buffett's voted left and right throughout his career. He's not somebody that's voted only on the left or only on the right. He's gone both sides. But I think, again, Adam, I think it changes on how you vote at that time. You're not just voting at that time based on the same thing that an average person votes with. At that time, you're voting on who you think you can get the most things done with because you're Warren Buffett. So if you vote for a person that wants to have nothing to do with you, you ain't going to get shit done with that person. So you'd much rather get somebody to get elected that's willing to work with you during those 4 years to help pass stuff that's going to favor you.
You think he voted for Trump ever?
I don't think he voted for Trump.
20?
I don't think he voted for Trump.
You don't think he went with Trump?
Buffett? I don't think he voted for Trump. No. I don't think because I don't think
I'm sure he endorsed Hillary.
I don't think a Buffett likes people like Trump because it's not his cup of tea. I don't think Buffett is a Trump guy, and I don't think Trump's a Buffett guy. I don't think I don't see those two having dinner together saying, "Hey."
The whole reason that I brought that up is because obviously you're talking about taxes and why, in this case, Elon Musk was not willing to obviously want to pay more taxes, but essentially. You have a Buffett saying, yes, we should pay more, and you have a Musk saying that, no, I should pay less. So here's my point.
Perfect.
They're both concerned about regulation, are they not?
Let me ask you a question.
They're both concerned about that.
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Let me ask you a question between the two. You ready? Mm-hmm. Here's a question for you. Okay. Which one of the two does the current administration like and support?
The current administration does not, for whatever reason, get along with Elon Musk.
Why do you think they don't like Elon Musk?
I don't know, but he hasn't been invited to any of the
But why do you
electric vehicle
why do
stuff.
you think though? Why do you think though? Why?
Because he's questioning their antics. Why?
Because he's a guy. He's what?
No, the people who have voted for Biden are also the people that are trying to get rid of him in terms of like the car manufacturers, the other companies and stuff like that. They don't like
stand Elon Musk because he calls out on their shit. They cannot stand a guy like Elon Musk. They cannot stand a guy like him.
He's a troublemaker. He shakes the system.
But he also gets results. So listen, there's troublemakers that don't produce results.
With Trump, he can understand him and see him for what he is and be like, oh, he's Elon Musk. He's innovation. Like there's the risk, there's the annoyance with the reward in terms of progress. But with the people that are very structured and very like proper in the bureaucracy.
Let me ask you, who's more scared, Bezos or Elon Musk?
Scared?
Who's more scared
of what?
Of the administration. Who was more scared of the two?
I think
Elon Musk.
I think Jeff Bezos.
Bezos by far, but not even close.
How would you say
Amazon?
Bezos?
The way they're going after Amazon, the way that there's more of a monopoly there, and I also think that Elon Musk is more kind of like I don't give a shit type of guy.
Okay, let me ask the question in a complete different way from you. Here's a different way of asking the question from you. You ready? You know the movie Gladiator, where Russell Crowe goes up to his owner and he says, "Hey, you used to be a gladiator, right?
Win the crowd.
Okay. You think Bezos has won the crowd?
No.
You think Elon Musk has won the crowd?
Absolutely.
Matter of fact, pull up Jeff Bezos' Twitter account. I don't even know the number. I'm going to say 6 million. I'm going to say 7. I don't know the number. I'm going to say 6 or 7 million. For a guy worth $200 billion, I'm going to say he's only got 6 or 7 million followers. Shit, I was off. 3 million. Okay. Now go to Elon Musk. Okay. Net worth about the same, used to be 6 months ago, 3 months ago, unless things change until things change in the last 2 weeks. Just click on Elon Musk right there.
His account.
Go back. Click on Elon Musk on his account. 63 million.
Yeah,
that's
insane.
21 times 21 times more. So you have to know Elon has won the crowd. Bezos has not. So Elon, if you go after Elon, you're going after 63 million people that are going to come after you.
They're going to rally behind him.
If you go after Bezos, no one's going to be. They're going to be like, listen, it is what it is. Bezos is scared. Elon Musk is not scared. Bezos, how often have you heard Bezos ruffle the feathers of people in politics and say stuff?
All the time.
No, Bezos.
Bezos?
Never.
No. How often
back
you hear
to
Elon
Bezos'
Musk?
the
last tweet, Tyler?
only time I think I've seen that is
Trump?
when he's like everyone's agreeing with that.
But it's popular. It's
Yeah.
popular to go after
It's more
Trump.
hopping on it
Yeah.
because you know the odds are it's an easy win.
So if you enjoyed this little short segment from the podcast that we did, here's another short segment to watch. Or if you want to see the entire podcast, click over here. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.